All right. So, new idea generation process is not to pick the best idea, rather to focus on generating large number of ideas without evaluating them right away. Okay. So, fundamentally, there are three steps. One is generation of ideas, selection of best set of ideas that you want to take to the market. Third is implementation or development of the solution on those ideas. And also, there are two approaches for idea generation. One is top down. In top down, you discover customer problems, user needs, and then you ideate and build solutions. And in that solution, possibly you're leveraging data and AI capabilities. Whereas in bottom up, you find gaps in data or AI, and then you ideate and develop new innovative solutions which can solve customer problems which are otherwise not solved. So today we'll focus on top down approach of idea generation. So idea generation is basically a mapping process where the objective is to trigger your creative thinking process. What I mean by that is take a whiteboard, and then on one side you list all the customer needs, customer problems. So you talk to customers, identify if there are any problems which are currently not solved or solved insufficiently. So those are your unmet needs. So list all your customer needs on one side of the whiteboard. On the other side of the whiteboard, list all the data that you have, AI ML capabilities that is feasible today. And then ideation is just a match of this, a unique match of this. What I mean by that is the customer problems on the one side, if they are uniquely solved by data and AI from the other side, then you have ideation for AI products. Similarly, if let's say you do not find any unique or unmet customer needs, but can you think of improving the quality of life of customers? Can you make the task job to be done of a customer better, fun, entertaining? And if that is feasible with data and AI, then you have your ideas. Or if there are any new business models that you came up with, which is possible and feasible today, then you have ideas. So idea generation process is basically mapping of either of this or all of this. Okay, now once you have list of ideas, you need to evaluate them, right? Of course, there are several methods of evaluation. One of the method that I want to suggest you is score all your different ideas on quote unquote benefits. So what are these benefits? These benefits are basically a set of evaluations that you need to do on your ideas. One is an introspection. Why me? Why do you think you are uniquely well suited to tackle this idea or opportunity? Okay. Let's say if you as an individual is not uniquely suited to solve this problem, then as a team, as a company, why do you think you are uniquely suited to solve this problem? I think this is a very important question. If the answer is no to this, do not proceed any further on that idea. All right. If the answer is very strong on this, then you talk to customers and try to understand why this problem exists in first place, and is this problem serious enough, or the customers are motivated enough to solve this problem to buy your product or your solution. So that is a level of pain. The third one is the market evaluation itself, right? So do market sizing, identify are there enough customers that have this strong motivation, are there enough competitors, and what is the value proposition. Does this problem truly solve the customer problem without introducing a new problem in the process of adoption? And then lastly, do you think if you can develop the strong barriers to entry that can be sustained over time? Then the next set of parameters are related to you take the product out to the market, you validate your hypothesis, and then you figure out what is the viable business model. That is MVP. Okay. And then figure out how much capital is required to develop this and how long the capital is required to complete the solution and sustain the business. What are some of the significant risks involved in developing this solution? Are there any external factors that can benefit or impact? So these are set of benefits or parameters on which you should score your ideas. As you can see, scoring involves talking to customers, doing market analysis, testing your product, figuring it out, your business model, your capital requirement, risk, external factors. I think all of this is required. And then pick those ideas which scores high on these parameters. All right. So the next thing is in terms of priority, right? Let's say if you came out with 3 or 4 ideas which has very similar scores, I think you can use this grid to think about what to focus next. If the complexity is low and the benefit is high, then you must do that immediately. Of course, if the complexity is high but the benefits are also high, then you need to do this. Maybe others are not doing it. Otherwise, you can deprioritize this idea and move ahead to find new ideas. All right. So the next question is, what is this really a complexity when it comes to AI ML implementation? I think there are mainly 3 things, or a combination of these 3, 4 things. One is people. By people, I mean the expertise that you have. By process, I mean your familiarity with how to implement AI, ML into the products, into your business. How much you can facilitate the technology, right? What technology you already have and how much you can get. And of course, what data you have and what data that you can get over time. So anything low on these 3, 4 parameters is higher complexity. All right. Now, based on this complexity definition, I want to give you a few rule of thumbs to decide whether to build a solution yourself or you can outsource it. Basically, build versus buy. So if in your complexity definition, if you do not have any in-house expertise to develop the solution, but you are familiar with the process of using AI into the business, you have technology in place, you have data in place, you just lack expertise, right? Either for a very specific part of AI or specific capabilities in AI. In that case, you can only, contract experts for the project. Next one is, if you also lack the process, if you lack the familiarity of AI ML implementation, then it is better to outsource the project to AI consulting firms. Suppose you cannot also provide technology. Your business is not built on technology, right? In those scenarios, it is important. You can easily leverage AI as a service from cloud service providers like Amazon or Azure or IBM. They all have this ML as a service components. For example, they have their own recommendation engine, which you can access using an API, fine tune it, retrain it using your data, and then you can take it from there. But at least you need to have data for that. Okay. Of course, if you do not have any of this, better to consult experts, identify the use cases, then start generating data, and then repeat this process. Follow this rule of thumb. So, in summary, in the idea generation process, you should involve your internal stakeholders such as CRM, sales, business, IT, and engineering team. Validate with external stakeholders, or even the ideas can also come from customers, competitions, and product and partners. Select these ideas. I gave you the scoring approach, but you can also use mind mapping, scramper, reverse thinking. These are all very popular approaches. When it comes to implementation, there are the six guidelines that I want to give. One is define your problem very well. Now you can say I'm at the beginning stage. I will my definition of problem or the objective will become more clearer as we go. No excuses. Define your problem as clear as possible. This helps you in the process of implementation. Okay. Be customer centric. Use the product yourself if possible. Involve right combination of people in the implementation. Define the constraints and borders ahead of time. Challenge all your existing assumptions and aim for that successful execution. Successful execution doesn't mean that you try to develop everything. You can adopt agile. You can be agile here. Uh, Use lean approaches and then develop solutions incrementally. Thank you.